Hello, this is Ken Barron. I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. I'm on location here in wonderful Washington State, and today's topic is midterms, dehumanizing immigrants. We have about 40 days to go for the midterms, and Texas governor is using immigration as a wedge issue. Meanwhile, a few months ago, the wind appeared to be in O'Rourke's back. That's the candidate for the governor of Texas, and to become indeed the first Democratic governor of the state since Ann Richards over a quarter of a century ago. He was gaining ground on Governor Abbott following the mass shootings in Uvalde, Texas, and the Supreme Court's decision striking down the constitutional right to an abortion. But the new Spectrum News Siena poll shows Abbott widening the lead according to the poll, and it now stands at 7 percentage points for Abbott, a little more than 40 days before Election Day. Now, Abbott reversed his fortune by leaning into demonization and cruelty. He focused on immigration by busing immigrants to faraway sanctuary cities run by Democrats, part of a larger program he called Operation Lone Star. The first immigrants were bused to Chicago in August, with Abbott saying at the time, quote, "to continue providing much needed relief to our small, overrun border towns. Chicago joined fellow sanctuary cities, Washington, D.C. and New York City, as an additional drop-off location," end quote. This is a callous and politically calculated stunt, but apparently it's paying off. Beto O'Rourke was asked what his views were on the state of the race, what's his views on his own challenges, and indeed Abbott's cynicism and the voters of Texas. This is important to gain insight about how Democrats run against a politician when his or her politics and the Republican Party is as a whole. While Republicans create enemies of classes of people, women, racial and ethnic minorities, LGBTQ plus people, and immigrants. This time, it's immigrants and immigration, a charged issue in the state of Texas. O'Rourke said that Abbott's plan to bus immigrants to liberal cities was obviously an attempt to distract from his failure to shore up the state's fragile electrical grids, prevent school violence, and reduce inflation. In addition, he also framed it as an effort to incite fear and hatred and connect with people at a very base emotional level, an effort to dehumanize people. And that's precisely what it is. Abbott is not only trying to dehumanize immigrants, but to strip them of individuality and create an ominous class. In that way, immigrants can be converted from throngs of individuals with individual lives, stories, and feelings into an amorphous wave, overwhelming and unrelentingly crashing into the country. Abbott is using these fears about human beings as a weapon and a tool for the shell purpose of retaining power, using fear. O'Rourke said, quote, "there is no way that he would ever resort to that kind of fear-mongering and demagoguery and vilifying, demonizing people because he saw exactly what the results were." O'Rourke is referring to the mass shootings last year in which white racists targeted Hispanics, killing 23 people in El Paso, a Walmart. He left a 2,300-word manifesto reeking of white replacement anxiety, one that spoke of, quote, "Hispanic invasion of Texas," end quote, and a detailed plan to separate America into territories by race. Abbott's stunt is dangerous, and it earned him a lot of free media attention, which gets people talking. Media coverage, what is called earned media, even negative and mocking courage, is sometimes more powerful than paid ads. Look no further than Donald Trump's victory in 2016. O'Rourke is running a different race. He understands the potency of the immigration issue in his states, but he thinks that what you may see reflected in that poll is the deep frustration that all of us feel about the fact the last time we had any real major progress on immigration, Ronald Reagan was the president. I believe something that hasn't shown up properly in the polls is a shadow army of angry voters animated by the overturning of Roe. This Roe versus Dobbs decision is galvanizing for turnout everywhere. And many of the people who are energized to vote will be turning out, not just because of abortion, but also because of lack of movement on gun control, especially in red states. The surveys show that many thousands of voters have registered in the state since the Dobbs ruling. They were younger and more democratic than before the June ruling, and I believe these voters are going to help make the difference and produce an upset. O'Rourke is counting on them. He is counting on the people of Texas. As he put it, quote, in Greta Abbott's Texas, it's you or me, right? And in our Texas, it's you and me. Which of those visions is going to win out? The above is just one more reason for the urgency of now. Please vote in the November elections to preserve our freedoms and values. Thanks for listening and viewing on our platforms. Would you please like, comment, and subscribe to the NABWMT blog and channel. Our website is nabwmt.org, and you can email us at nabwmt@nabwmt.org. Thanks for listening.